Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, October 30th, 2023. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Despite the rainy conditions, Vincentians from all walks of life came together at the Victoria Park on Independence Day, Friday, October 27, 2023, to celebrate the 44th anniversary of St. Vincent and the Grenadines' political independence from Britain at the annual National Independence Military Parade. The military parade, led by Superintendent Benzel Samuel, involved a number of uniform organizations, including all branches of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, the Cadet Corps, the Girls Guides Association, and many more. In his address at the military parade, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonzales told the large gathering to assert the bundle of central home truths that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is an oasis of political stability in a world of debilitating discord, conflict, and war, and that St. Vincent and the Grenadines has made and is making substantial and even remarkable socio-economic progress despite homegrown dissonances and challenges and external burdens and impositions.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines is on the right track in enhancing markedly its strengths and possibilities in the interests of our people, despite the handicap of certain weaknesses and limitations. That the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines are better off today than in October 1979. That the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines are better off today than in 2001. And that the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, especially the young, have a bright and promising future. The recovery and reconstruction in our country have been truly impressive in the aftermath of the health pandemic, the natural disasters, and the ongoing global turmoil. Still, there is much more restoration and building to be done. The actual data, the socioeconomic statistics, the indicators, and our overall developmental thrust point overwhelmingly to our country being on the right track. Last year, we experienced economic growth in excess of 6%. Over 4% is 5% is estimated for this year, and almost 5% projected for next year. Job creation is expanding in many economic sectors. There is a construction boom currently going on, which is stretching the limits of our country's capacity. The education, health, and housing revolutions are broadening and deepening apace. The social safety nets for the vulnerable, the poor, and the marginalized are being strengthened as never before. Inflation has declined markedly from last year to this year and is projected to decline further to a modest 2.4% next year. Wages and salaries have risen and are rising further, generally, and for particular skill sets. The physical infrastructure in our country is being boosted. Sports and culture are on a further rise. The process of regional integration is being consolidated and expanded. And our nation's foreign policy is bringing benefits and high esteem to our people at home and abroad. And there's still for us to speak about. But as we know, there is yet more still that remains to be done.
Looking onwards to SVG's 45th independence anniversary, the Prime Minister highlighted a number of development projects that come on stream, including the construction of a 132-bed acute referral hospital at Annisvale, costing $270 million, which he said will shortly commence, the construction of a 250-room Marriott Hotel at Montwin, the opening of a 301-room Sandals Resort International at Buckermont, the opening of a 92-room Holiday Inn Hotel at Diamond, the completion of the EC $650 million modern container port in capital Kingston, and the $45 million Sandy Bay Sea Defense project, and the construction of the $10 million modern secondary school in Orange Hill. Prime Minister Gonzales made what he calls 16 specific announcements of real immediacy. These include benefits for nurses, students, farmers, Vinlec customers, and others.
First, as of January 2024, the salary threshold below which no personal income tax is charged will be increased from the current $22,000 annually to $25,000. Workers will pay less taxes as from January next year. This move will cost the Treasury nearly $5 million annually. Second, the on-site program under which the government places employees at its own expense in the private sector for fixed time periods will be extended with a fresh batch of employees into the years 2024 and 2025, subject, of course, to the usual annual reviews of any program's efficacy. Third, as of January 2024, there will be an increase in minimum wages paid to workers, consequent upon the full review of the report from the Wages Council, which is currently in progress. And fourth, I want the nurses, all the nurses, the nursing assistants and the nursing aides to hear me and hear me well. As of January next year, the nurses, the nursing assistants and the nursing aides will be paid in addition to a regular salary increase, which is already on the cards. They will be paid an additional monthly supplementary non-taxable income for an additional 6-month period, amounting to 5% of their salary, to ease certain specific challenges which they currently face. We will conduct a review in this period, in the first half of next year, with the aim to upgrade and reclassify these positions in the nursing profession. It is my intention, it is the government intention, to big up the nurses in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Fifth, the relief which was granted over a year ago to domestic consumers of electricity to pay no VAT on their bills for any consumption below 250 units per month will continue.
The Prime Minister also announced an additional 45 prime grants to micro-entrepreneurs to be issued this month, noting that the program will continue next year and into 2025. A 50% waiver on the principal sums owed and a full waiver of all interest for farmers who owe the state-owned Farmer Support Company. A review of the debts owed to the Kingston Board by vendors with the intention to provide relief and waivers. A review of all debts owed by patients and their families to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital and all other hospitals up to Independence Day last year, 2022, with the intention to provide relief and waiver to reduce further the extent of the interest rate and provide additional relief to students who borrowed monies from the state-owned student loan company to finance their university education. Relief on the duty for new tires for all motor vehicles and extension on duty-free concession on cement up to the end of 2024. The annual duty-free concession on Christmas barrels, which will begin on November 15th and run until December 31st, 2023, and the appointment of Shane Cadogan as sporting ambassador and 2 cultural ambassadors, Calypsonian and current Calypso monarch Lornette Fry, Empress Ned, and Philip Dunbad Bastian, Wetty Beats. As part of efforts to fight violent crimes in the country and taking illegal firearms off the streets, the Prime Minister also announced a gun amnesty under a program dubbed Independence from Fear.
A gun amnesty immediately following the passage of legislation next month to increase penalties for possession of unlicensed firearms and ammunition. The Commissioner of Police will announce the details shortly. The idea is to get you to bring in your illegal firearm. You'll have a chance. But after this chance, we are increasing the penalties and we will intensify prosecution. Let's work together on this. As part of the measures, we are placing the anti-crime measures, we are placing additional CCTV cameras across our country, and the usage of body cameras for the police. And we are implementing a program of further ramping up the placement of street lights. The Commissioner of Police has presented a strategic plan to me, and within that framework, there are particular pieces of crime-fighting legislation which we will bring to Parliament. And we are going to carry out a structured program to rehabilitate all the police stations.
And Prime Minister Gonzales left the state on Sunday, October 29, 2023, for a visit to Nigeria, Ghana, and the UK. The Prime Minister has been invited to deliver a guest speech at the Bells University of Technology of Nigeria's 15th convocation ceremony on Friday, November 3rd. PM Gonzales is expected to deliver the convocation address on African and Caribbean technological emancipation in digital space and the global drive for reparation.
Yes, well, the visit really, I'm going to London. I have a couple of meetings in London, and then I go on to Nigeria. The former president of Obasanjo, who came and visited us in St. Vincent with the president of the Africa Exim Bank, invited me to this particular university and to address the question of African emancipation, of African technology within the digital space, and to speak about the linkage between that issue and reparations. Of course, both of them touch and concern sustainable development and the sustainable development goals. Within that context, I'll be doing the discussion. But importantly too, I want to talk with the leadership of the Bells University of Technology, to have links with our own community college in my capacity as minister responsible for tertiary education. Because we have to develop very sharply, very markedly, science, technology and innovation beyond what we have developed already. That is why, for instance, we have been pushing the curricula into those areas, and that's why I'm in quest of building a lab, modern science and technology and innovation lab connected to the community college and linked with the global campus of the University of the West Indies. So it's a very important visit from the standpoint of tertiary education. I mean, my own lecture is in a sense, part of the whole bundle of matters which carry me there. And from there I go to Accra for a very short visit to see the president of Ghana, my very good friend who had visited us and whom I've met at different meetings on many matters.
Prime Minister Gonzales is accompanied on his visit by SVG's High Commissioner to London, His Excellency Senior Lewis, Press Officer Cheryl Macmillan, and Security Officer Owen Adams. They are expected to return to the state on November 8th, 2023. And in her independence address to the nation, Governor General Her Excellency Dame Susan Duggan urged Vincentians to remain a people of worth and a people with our own identity.
Today, we applaud the efforts of our people who continue to arm themselves with the determination, fortitude, resilience, and strength of spirit necessary to overcome the many challenges faced. Despite the many limitations, they continue to do what is right, even in the face of adversity, to make something of themselves and in the process enhance the image of this country. It is the summation of the efforts of each individual citizen that makes our nation what it is. As we celebrate our anniversary of independence under the theme, our resilience, our fortitude, our people, our identity, Road to 45, let us move forward boldly and confidently and not dwell on the enormous challenges of the last 3 years.
The Governor General reflected on the past 3 years of challenges faced by the country, which included the eruption of La Soufrière volcano and the COVID-19 pandemic.
We reflect on the past devastating challenges, including the disruptions caused by the volcanic eruptions, the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, and the wars taking place throughout several regions of the world, which are causing serious upheavals, shortages of goods, material, and untold suffering globally. Vincentians have to a large extent respond admirably and courageously. Our citizens throughout the last few stressful years have not buckled. They have not surrendered in despair and have in no way lost hope and the will to carry on. As an example of our will to keep a positive perspective, our students at all levels of the education system are excelling, and their results are testimony to the potential which exists among the youths to really reach for the stars. That potential shown by our young people is very encouraging and will no doubt be fully realized as new technologies are introduced to enhance teaching and learning as they come to hand.
Outlining how the country continues to be a resilient nation, the Governor General applauded Vincentians for their spirit of resilience in the recovery process.
The health sector also received considerable attention, including the training of personnel to buttress the services provided by this sector. Plans are also in place to continue to provide modernized health facilities. The agricultural sector is showing some signs of recovery, with much effort being made to boost production. During this period of recovery, our democracy has been fortified with sound leadership and purposeful public sector management. The leadership remains dedicated and focused on achieving goals in the best interest of the nation, and generally, the public service has performed satisfactorily in implementing the policies. Vincentians have always recognized that our shared principles and values form the foundation of our collective identity. And as a nation, we must strive to create a culture where every individual feels valued and respected.
And the 2023 edition of the Everything Vincy Expo Plus culminated on Sunday, October 29th, after 3 days of showcase of some of the best products and services offered here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The event, which also featured some regional entrepreneurs, was hailed a success by Executive Director of Invest SVG, Glenn Beach, who says at yesterday's closing ceremony that he is awaiting feedback from the buyers and entrepreneurs who participated in the expo.
And most importantly, the participants and the buyers. We want to thank everybody for coming out for Vincy, Everything Vincy Expo Plus 2023. In my humble opinion, it has been a success, but we wait for the feedback from the public and our participants on how things have gone so far. I do believe that as we watch the history of this expo, it has grown from strength to strength to strength. And I think as we continue to promote it, as we continue to make sure that we take pride in what Vincy's have to offer, whether it's service in manufacturing or anything like that, that it continues to grow.
Beach said that he's also anticipating a big and better expo next year with more locals and regional entrepreneurs on board.
Already speaking about plans for 2024, and I think 2024 will be even bigger and better. I want to say a special thank you to Guyana. They have done an exceptional job. Their products are lovely. I also want to make it clear that next year they've said they're coming even bigger than they were this year. Trinidad Manufacturers Association are very happy with what they have seen and plan to have a big presence here next year. So once again, thank you for everything, for all the participants. I know it's not easy, but this is not only about what you sold here at the expo. It's about getting your product out there. It's about your branding. And from walking around, I think everybody that has taken part here has done an exceptional job. I want to thank my staff at Invest SVG. They are the reason for this beautiful build-out.
Also at the closing ceremony, a number of awards were given out to outstanding entrepreneurs who participated in the expo. The awards were given for Best Decorated Booth, Best Decorated Table, Most Popular Booth, Best Table, and Most Outstanding Booth. Best Decorated Booth at the Everything Vincy Plus 2023 was awarded to Atrial Balloons, a Best Decorated Table, Microns of Calls, a Most Popular Booth by Lamar, a Popular Table, AJW New Beginnings, Best Booth 2023 Gecko, Best Table Island Teas, and Most Outstanding Booth 2023 ECGC. Deputy Director of Invest SVG, Nadine Juilliard, thanked everyone who participated in this year's Expo and the government of Taiwan for its sponsorship of $40,000 towards the Expo.
We would like to extend our most gracious thanks to God the Father for giving everybody the life, the creativity, and the ingenuity for being here, but also for sparing us with the rain. Those of you who were here before would know how heavy the rain has been over the last 4 days and how much it impacted your coming to the Expo. So we thank God for the hiatus in the rain. We thank God for your presence. We would also like to extend thanks to all our sponsors who also made it possible to be here. We'd like to extend a profound and deepest thanks to the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, and they have been our most stalwart assistants over the last 5 years, and we are so grateful to them for their support. I want to extend our thanks to all of our exhibitors who come out year after year, who bring their A game so that you can enjoy this fantastic experience. We want to extend our thanks to our guests this year. The Cooperative Republic of Guyana is in the house. Can we have an applause for Guyana, please? I know you guys enjoyed the booth tremendously. I know I did. So thank you, everybody from Guyana. And we want to thank the Invest SVG staff. These people, there are only 10 of us, guys. 10 people put this together. And I want you to give them a round of applause because they have killed themselves for you. We have people running on vapor.
And at the Expo, SVG-TV News caught up with SVG's newest cultural ambassador, Lornette Fire Empress Ned, who said she is overjoyed with the appointment.
Yes. I am excited. I mean, it's a new appointment, so you know music is the love of my life. So anything pertaining to music and culture, I call Fire Empress name, so I'm happy about it. I think that getting to do shows outside would be a lot more easier now, getting in and out of certain countries, and I'm happy about that because there are more things that I'll be able to do and expand musically. If you have a love for music, you first have to have a love for music. You can't just be in it because. You have to have a love, and once you have a love for it, the sky is the limit. So keep doing what you're doing and master it. I've had a bit of hurdles. There's been up and downs, you know, and there have been good times, there have been bad times. There are times when I cry because you don't get things do the way you want it to. But at the end of the day, again, I say, if you have a love for your music and that's what you want to do, sky is the limit.
In more local news now, we hear that the annual Madongo Festival was held on Independence Day, Friday, October 27th, 2023, at the Joseph Chateau Park at Rabuka. Delivering remarks at the opening ceremony of the festival was Area Representative and Deputy Prime Minister Montgomery Daniel, who urged Vincentians to reflect on the past, with St. Vincent and the Grenadines transforming from a crown colony to an independent nation.
44 years ago, St. Vincent and the Grenadines was a crown colony, and we were ruled by our motherland, Great Britain. But at the time, those who are great leaders then thought it best that Vincentians have what it takes to govern ourselves and to determine our own destiny. And so, on the 27th day of October 1979, St. Vincent and the Grenadines became a full independent state. And so, today, we chart our own destiny, we chart our way forward. And I want to thank all of the successive governments who would have been before in guiding all of us to where we are today.
Minister Daniel also pointed out that St. Vincent and the Grenadines is not only one of the Caribbean's most beautiful islands, but it is also one of the region's safer countries. The new Arrowwood factory in Orange Hill is expected to be completed in the first quarter of 2024. And according to Minister Daniel, local farmers can reap all the benefits from an export market if the Arrowwood industry is modernized.
At Cabinet this week, Cabinet retained the services of one gentleman, Mr. Mohenda Ramdala, to assist the Arrowwood Association in purchasing and installing the different type of equipments that are required for the new Arrowwood factory. The new factory will be fully HACCP compliant, so that not only will we be having madongo, but we'll be having starch for export. At the moment, the traditional Arrowwood factory, which had tremendous damage when the last volcano erupted, has been the traditional means of Arrowwood production. And because it is traditional, and as we provide food for export, it is important that food-grade starches render itself to HACCP compliance, so that you will not have any problems with your export product.
Our news team caught up with a number of people at the Madongo Festival who shared their feedback on the event.
Okay, and how far you been coming from today?
Well, I'm coming from Green Hill.
Yeah, I have Madongo fish.
What is?
Yeah, it's good, it's good.
Join the independence.
My independence is really good. We should have 2 independence a year. I want more independence.
I rail up on this one. Really? Then we want a little bit bush. You want some bush tea here? I'm from North Union. Right to the Arrowwood factory used to be for Hadley. So I know about Madongo. Rail up on Madongo with bush tea, cocoa tea, milk, cow milk. I'm 73 years of age. And make me strong. Okay. Yes, I am. Everybody does say.
I don't want to start with. Well, I don't see this all the time. I'm from the area.
All right, so it tastes good?
Yeah.
And in some police news now, we hear that the Major Crimes Unit of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has launched an investigation into the death of Deshaun Slater, a 26-year-old laborer of Green Hill. The police say preliminary investigations reveal that about 6:20 a.m. today, Monday, October 30th, 2023, the victim was accosted, chased and shot about his body by 2 unidentified masked gunmen in Paul Over. Slater reportedly ran over an embankment in Mackey's Hill, where he subsequently collapsed. The scene was processed by the crime scene unit of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. A post-mortem examination is expected to be conducted on Tuesday, October 31st, 2023, on the body of the deceased to ascertain the exact cause of death. Anyone with information that can assist with this investigation is encouraged to call 999 or 911 or the officer in charge of the Criminal Investigations Department or the Major Crimes Unit at telephone number 1784-456-1810. Any police station or police officer you are comfortable speaking with. The police say all information received will be treated confidentially. Investigations into the matter are ongoing. And 3 people were hospitalized on Sunday, October 29, 2023, following an accident at Rose O'Sign Hill that is being investigated by the Traffic Department of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force. The police say the individuals involved suffered significant injuries. According to reports, a 26-year-old woman and a 4-month-old baby was struck by Dominic Telesford of Redemption Sharps while driving a white Suzuki a minivan registered with registration number PQ808. All parties were taken to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital where they are still receiving treatment. The motor vehicle sustained moderate to extensive damage. The police say investigations are ongoing.